What's up, friends? Today I am going to be shooting this amazing apartment and a penthouse on the top of this apartment building. This is a pretty luxurious apartment building. I think it's about 15 mil, 10 to 15 mil for the whole building. Each apartment, 6 apartments, and I'm shooting 2 of them today, including the penthouse. So today I'm going to be taking you guys through a point of view real estate shoot, both photos and videos, and showing you how I shoot this with a side-by-side comparison of the footage I get. So you guys can get a good idea of how I shoot real estate. This place I'm seeing is really nice and wide. So first of all, I'm gonna be shooting this in log. I'm gonna be using 2 lenses to shoot this. My Tamron 17 to 28 2.8, nice and wide for those establishing shots and sort of getting the feel of the rooms. The other one will be my Tamron 28 to 75 2.8, which will help me get those detailed shots. I'm gonna strap the GoPro on my head and we'll go from there. I really hope you enjoy it. I'll catch you in a minute.
You just don't love me the same. I'm still sorry, babe, that I couldn't get through to you. We had something real, but I can't change. What do you feel? I'm still sorry, babe. I'm still sorry. I didn't ask you for much, I just wanted affection. Hey. All your words don't line up, you should have backed them with action. I'm still sorry, babe, that I couldn't get through to you. We had something real, but I can't change. What do you feel? I'm still sorry, babe, that you forgot what I meant to you and forgot in the end how to follow through. I'm still sorry, babe. I'm still sorry. I wish I didn't love you. I don't wanna love you. I wish I didn't love you. I don't wanna love you. I wish I didn't love you. I'm still sorry, babe, that I couldn't get through to you. We had something real, but I can't change. What do you feel? I'm still
All right, tip time. First of all, guys, I didn't mention it before, but you would have seen it from some of that point of view. Always use a gimbal. Always shoot on a gimbal. I know some people like using sliders for the real estate videography. I don't really like using sliders. I feel like a gimbal, you're just much more nimble. You're able to move around more, you're able to get better movements. You can put yourself in better positions and do more dynamic movements. Second one is leading lines. Good use of leading lines is probably one of the big differentiating factors between a beginner photographer slash videographer and a amateur one. So if you can see behind me, all these leading lines in the kitchen are gonna make a really, really good shot for me to maybe do a gimbal movement where I'm coming down and sort of arching down with the camera to get them to really draw the viewer's eyes. Or maybe even sliding across here where I've got the cabinets up here, their leading line and the benchtop leading line to show off the stovetop here. Make sure you're using your leading lines, and that goes for rooms as well. So if we're looking at the room out here, any sort of corner in the wall where both walls meet is a good place to aim, which is a really good shot to do just a straight sweep down or a scoop up with your gimbal, like these shots here. And one thing is, like, it's always nice to say use leading lines if it's a room that's nice and symmetrical or the door's placed in an ideal position for you to make that shot. If you're not feeling confident with that shot, if you've got a gimbal, you can always do what I call a sweep. So I like to start high with my gimbal, sweep down, sort of leaning into it. I mean, basically from just above your head height to round about hip height, swinging in as you move, and it'll make a really good effect and allow you to sweep into the subject that you might want to frame, which might be the bed, might be a mirror, the shower, whatever sort of room you're in, to really show that off. That's it, guys, back to the POV. Thank you so much for watching that, guys. I really appreciate it. Now, you might be noticing a few things. One, I have a much longer beard and I am dressed a little bit differently. It is probably about 2 weeks later and I've been a little bit of a piece of shit with editing this up, so I do apologize. I was gonna do the full like sequence of the whole GoPro, but I was actually filming for like 2 hours and I thought no one's gonna watch 2 hours of point of view. So I did like the main rooms, couple of photos and stringed it all together to condense it down for you guys a little bit, to get a little bit of a look at how I shoot real estate. That one was a really, really fun shoot for me, and I was happy to say that I delivered the product to the clients and they loved it. A few things I'd put out there just for beginner videographers when they are shooting real estate is one I mentioned before is using leading lines. In terms of lenses, you obviously want to use as wide a lens as possible. For me, I'm actually going to be trading in my 17-28 Tamron and going for a 16-35 f4 with optical steady shot for the Sony. Reason being is a lot of the time you don't really need to shoot at 2.8 when you're shooting real estate, given if you've got a really dark situation, it is a lot easier to shoot with an f2.8 versus an f4, but realistically an f4 versus an f2.8 isn't that much of a difference. I don't believe it's anything that you can't recover if you need to bump up your ISO. The other reason being f4 is actually probably better in some regards because it does have a deeper depth of field, which is better for you because you've got more things in focus with your shot. Like I mentioned, I shoot a lot on a gimbal, so having things just in focus or the high chance of them being in focus, especially when you're shooting wide at f4, there's so much in focus, it's not even funny. So it is much easier to control the thing. I actually shot a lot of that at f5.6 just because I wanted a lot in focus and I really wanted to make sure everything looked nice and sharp and crisp. But I don't actually typically use a 2.8. But obviously it depends on the house. If you've got a house that's just like black on the inside, you know, lots of black furnishings, and it's not as white, bright and vibrant as that place was, you might want to consider your 2.8s. And one last thing before I go, guys, in the middle there, I was actually kind of grumpy, and I'm going to be honest. I had not eaten that day and my coffee had worn off by the time I got to shoot to the second bit, so I was just like really flat, really low. Unfortunately for me, like when I am like hangry, like my mood is just shit. I'm not someone who's very resilient in that respect, so I do apologize for a little bit low, a bit down on energy, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out and sticking with me through this video. If you did find it helpful, let me know. One thing I thought, but I decided to not go for it anyway, guys, is to chuck a voiceover of the shots, but I think if I'm explaining it here and there'll be some text in the video, or you would have seen there was text in the video. If you would prefer me to do this in maybe more of a style where I do a voiceover for the shots I'm getting, maybe in a bit longer form, maybe a 20-30 minute video, let me know below. If you have gotten this far, guys, I would absolutely love it if you could subscribe below, hit the bell notification, all that YouTube shit, and I will see you in the next one.